Welcome to ReithVerse Chronicles, Episode 1, a Poll Your Own Adventure series. I am Keith Armstrong, writer and narrator of The Fractured Legacy, Reith's Redemption, Book 1 of the ReithVerse Chronicles. Prologue. The Shattered Veil. In a time long forgotten, when magic flowed like a vibrant river and realms intermingled, a great war tore through the fabric of existence. The clash between forces of light and darkness consumed entire worlds, leaving behind only remnants of what was once a harmonious tapestry. As the war reached its devastating climax, the barriers between dimensions shattered and fragments of magic scattered across the vast expanse of existence. These remnants, like glimmering shards of a broken mirror, held immense power in the echoes of forgotten realms. In the aftermath of the cataclysm, the realms were left scarred, their magic diminished, societies arose, each with its own hierarchy, dividing beings based on their connection to magic. The once thriving realm became a place of scarcity, where power was coveted and wielded by a select few. The realm now known as Tarumna. In this fragmented world, Reith emerged as a beacon of hope. A humble father burdened by the weight of separation, he possessed an untapped potential, a dormant magic that held the key to restoring balance and reuniting the shattered realms. As Reith navigated the treacherous path of the real world, his children, Amber, Jacob, and Alara, remained trapped in the realm of magic, surrounded by the remnants of a war that threatened their very existence. Separated by the veil between dimensions, their lives intertwined with the fate of the realms. But the forces of darkness, those insect-like beings from a malevolent his light, to harness his power for their nefarious purposes. Their insidious presence crept closer, weaving a web of shadows that threatened to consume all. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, beings from other dimensions appeared. Technologically advanced humans, gifted with knowledge beyond imagination, offered assistance to Reith. They understood the delicate balance between magic and science, and together they would face the encroaching darkness. Thus, Reith's journey began, a path marked by loss, pain, and despair, but also by growth, resilience, and an unyielding determination. With each step he would uncover ancient truths, acquire unimaginable powers, and forge alliances with beings from realms both familiar and unknown. In the realms of magic, in the depths of our world, Reith would confront his deepest fears, harness the strength within, and face the ultimate battle between light and darkness. Through sacrificed love and unwavering belief, he would defy the odds and transcend the limitations of his mortal existence. For the shattered realms yearned to be made whole once more, and the love of a father for his children would prove to be the catalyst that could reshape the destiny of all. As the veils between dimensions trembled and destiny unveiled its secrets, Reith would emerge as a beacon of hope, an embodiment of the enduring power of family and a testament to the unbreakable spirit that resides within the human heart. Chapter 1. The Separation. Reith, a 40-year-old father of 3, stood on the threshold of his modest cottage, gazing out at a world divided by social caste. The realm of magic, once abundant and thriving, now struggled under the weight of scarcity and remnants of a devastating war. Reith's heart ached as he watched his children play in the distance, their laughter carrying on the gentle breeze. His children were his everything. Amber, the oldest, possessed a spark of magic within her that mirrored her fiery spirit. Jacob, the middle child, had a natural affinity for nature, able to commune with animals and plants alike. and little Ilara the youngest had a curious mind that seemed to absorb knowledge like a sponge. But their idyllic existence was about to be shattered. As the evening sun cast shadows over the land, an otherworldly force tore through the sky, shattering the tranquility. A portal glowing with ethereal energy opened before Reith's eyes. It was a gateway to the real world, our world, where magic was nothing more than a fantastical concept combined to pages of storybooks. Fear and confusion gripped Reith's heart, but his parental instincts propelled him forward. He rushed toward his children, but before he could reach them, a vortex of energy engulfed him. The world spun, colors blurred, and Reith found himself ripped away from everything he knew. When he regained consciousness, Reith found himself in a desolate landscape devoid of magic. The once vibrant colors had faded, replaced by a dull and lifeless hue. Pain coursed through his body, both physical and emotional, as he realized he was separated from his beloved children. Despair threatened to consume him, but a flicker of determination ignited within Reith's soul. He knew he had to find a way back to his children, to the realm of magic, no matter the cost. As he navigated the unfamiliar terrain, Reith encountered beings of different races, creatures both beautiful and terrifying. Humans from other dimensions appeared as technologically advanced beings offering guidance and assistance, while others resembled evil insects, intruders from a malevolent dimension. Reith soon discovered that his forced exile to the real world was no mere accident. The remnants of the War of Magic sought to seize control of the realm, and he unknowingly held the key to their defeat. He possessed a dormant power, a potential for greatness that even he never suspected. In his journey for answers, Reith stumbled upon a hidden enclave, a sanctuary known as the Fountain of Knowledge. Here, ancient texts and mystical artifacts awaited him, offering insights into his own identity and the scope of his abilities. He immersed himself in learning, honing his skills and harnessing the magic that still lingered within his being. The Fountain of Knowledge became Reith's refuge, his sanctuary of growth and understanding. With each passing day, he grew stronger both in his power and resolve. Armed with newfound abilities, he ventured forth into the realms of existence, encountering allies and adversaries alike. But deep within, the ache of separation from his children persisted. Their faces haunted his dreams, their voices echoed in his thoughts. Reith's journey was no longer just about finding a way back to the realm of magic. It was about reuniting his family and protecting them from the encroaching darkness. With each step he took, Reith embraced his role as a beacon of hope, a father torn from his children, driven by love and guided by an unwavering determination. In this war of magic remnants, he would prove that the powers of good could triumph over evil, and that the bond between a father and his children was an unbreakable force. And so, Reith embarked on an extraordinary odyssey, where loss transformed into strength, pain into resolve, and despair into an unyielding spirit. The fate of both realms and the future of his children rested upon his weary shoulders. Chapter 2. A Stranger in a Strange Land. The world Reith had awakened to was a stark contrast to the realm of magic he had known. Everything felt foreign and unfamiliar, a realm devoid of the enchantments he had grown accustomed to. As he tried to make sense of his surroundings, the first challenge he faced was communication. In this new world, English was the primary language, a language Reith had never encountered before. However, Reith's dormant magic provided him with an unexpected advantage. As he delved deep within himself, he discovered that remnants of his magical abilities still lingered like faint embers of a dying fire. With great concentration, he tapped into his residual magic, allowing it to flow through him and ignite his understanding of the English language. Words that were once unintelligible to him now became clear and comprehensible. Reith marveled at the power of his magic. Even in its diminished form, it allowed him to communicate effectively. Although his accent still bore traces of his origins from a realm far removed. Armed with his newfound linguistic abilities, Reith ventured out into the rural areas north of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The vast expanse of rolling green hills and the peaceful serenity of the countryside provided solace to his weary soul. It was here that he hoped to find a sense of belonging and forge connections in this strange new world. As fate would have it, Reith crossed paths with a group of locals while exploring the outskirts of a small town. They were kind-hearted individuals, welcoming him with open arms despite his peculiarities. Through gestures, simple English phrases, and the subtle aid of his residual magic, Reith managed to form a bond with them. The locals, John, a farmer with weathered hands and a warm smile, and Emma, a cheerful schoolteacher with genuine interest in the unknown, embraced Reith's presence with curiosity and acceptance. They introduced him to the community, allowing him to immerse himself in their daily lives. Reith spent his days learning about the intricacies of this new world, how technology had advanced, the joys and challenges of everyday life, and the customs and traditions of the people around him. The simplicity of their existence fascinated him, and he marveled at their resilience and compassion. Through his interactions with the locals, Reith discovered that despite the absence of magic, this world possessed its own kind of enchantment, a collective human spirit that radiated love, empathy, and a deep-rooted connection to the land. It reminded him of the values he held dear and the importance of family, which burned ever brighter in his heart. As weeks turned into months, Reith's relationship with John and Emma deepened, extending to their extended families and friends. They introduced him to their children, who were intrigued by his tales of magic and adventure. Reith found solace in their innocent wonder, as it reminded him of his own children who were still far away. In this close-knit community, Reith experienced moments of joy and laughter that helped ease the ache of separation. They shared meals, stories, and experiences, embracing him as one of their own. Reith knew that despite the longing in his heart, he had found a temporary home, a place where he could heal and gather the strength he needed to face the challenges ahead. Though he cherished the connections he had formed, Reith never forgot his ultimate purpose. He knew that he had a duty to return to his children, to protect them from the encroaching darkness and reunite his shattered family. The companionship he found in this world was balm to his soul, but the flame of determination burned brighter than ever. In the depths of the Wisconsin countryside, amidst fields of golden wheat, and under the vast expanse of the starry night sky, Reith prepared himself for the next chapter of his journey. He would need to harness his magic, seek the guidance of otherworldly beings if they existed here, and venture into realms unknown to unravel the mysteries that would lead him back to his beloved children. With the support of his newfound friends and the remnants of magic coursing through his veins, Reith steeled himself for the challenges that lay ahead, ready to reclaim his place in a world where love and courage were his guiding lights. Reith's arrival in the rural areas north of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, had brought him a temporary respite from the chaos of the realms. The simplicity and warmth of this world had begun to ease the ache in his heart. However, fate had other plans in store for him, unveiling the existence of other dimensions that encroached and the encroaching threat that awaited. As Reith settled into his new surroundings, he found himself drawn to the mysteries of the realms beyond. His yearning for knowledge led him to a local library where he delved into books on mythology, folklore, and even speculative fiction. Through those pages he glimpsed echoes of the otherworldly, tales of realms where magic was abundant and beings of extraordinary power existed. It was during one of his visits to the library that Reith encountered an enigmatic figure named Ranta. Clad in garments that seemed to shimmer with subtle iridescence, Ranta exuded an aura of grace and knowledge. Her eyes held a deep wisdom, and Reith sensed a kindred spirit within her. Curiosity piqued, Reith struck up a conversation with Ranta, sharing his own story of separation from his children and his journey into this unfamiliar world. To his surprise, Ranta spoke of realms beyond imagination, of civilizations that spanned dimensions, and of a war between light and darkness that raged across the multiverse. "I came from a world far removed from yours," Ranta began, her voice resonating with a captivating timbre. "In my realm, we have harnessed the power of science and advanced technology, alongside the subtle threads of magic. Our civilization has thrived for centuries, but we too face a grave threat." As Ranta spoke, Reith listened intently, his mind captivated by the tales of her people and the insectoid menace that plagued them. She described how these beings, born of a malevolent dimension, sought to consume and dominate all they encountered. Their insatiable hunger for power and destruction posed a threat, not only to her world, but to countless others. Reith asked Ranta, "What do your people call them?" "My people call them the Carnoid." Moved by Ranta's words, Reith realized the uncanny resemblance between the insectoid threat that she described and the malevolent beings that sought to extinguish the remnants of magic in his own realm. It became apparent that these forces of darkness were intertwined, their insidious influence stretching across the tapestry of existence. As their conversation deepened, Reith and Ranta forged a bond of camaraderie and shared purpose. They recognized the mutual need for allies in the face of this all-encompassing threat. With Ranta's extensive knowledge and Reith's untapped magic, they believed they could unlock the secrets that would bring them closer to defeating the encroaching darkness. Together, they devised a plan to gather information, seeking out ancient tomes and forgotten artifacts that could shed light on the origin of the insectoid menace, maybe on this planet and in this world, but more likely in her world. Reith's ability to tap into remnants of the magic provided invaluable in allowing him to decipher cryptic texts and unearthing long-lost prophecies that spoke of an ancient alliance against the forces of darkness. Days turned into weeks as Reith and Ranta immersed themselves in their quest for knowledge. Their shared determination brought them to the fringes of forgotten realms and distant libraries, unearthing fragments of lore that painted a clearer picture of the looming conflict. Amidst their research, Reith and Ranta's friendship deepened. They discovered solace in each other's presence, finding strength in their shared purpose and the unwavering belief that they could make a difference. Together they became a beacon of hope, their union a testament to the potential for unity and collaboration across realms. As the chapters of their journey unfolded, Reith and Ranta prepared to confront the darkness that threatened their worlds. Armed with newfound knowledge and the powers of their convictions, they would navigate the treacherous paths ahead, seeking allies and unraveling the secrets that would lead them to ever closer to reuniting Reith and his children and stemming the tide of the insectoid threat. Bound by destiny and fueled by a shared resolve, Reith and Ranta would face the challenges that lie in wait, their spirits intertwined as they prepared to defy the darkness that sought to extinguish all that was good and pure in the realms. Together they would embark on a journey that would test their courage, forge unbreakable bonds, and ultimately determine the fate of worlds yet unexplored. Chapter 3. The Veiled Farewell. The tranquility of the Wisconsin countryside had become a bittersweet refuge for Reith. He had found solace and companionship among the locals, forging deep connections that brought a semblance of normalcy to his life. But the encroaching darkness, the ever-looming threat that sought to extinguish the light within him, grew more palpable with each passing day. Reith knew that to protect his newfound friends from the malevolent forces that hunted him, he had to make a difficult choice. The time had come for him to bid farewell to the community that had embraced him as one of their own. It was a sacrifice he had to make to safeguard their lives, to keep the darkness at bay. As they stood before John, Emma, and their children, the weight of the decision pressed heavily upon him. The bond he had formed with them was strong, their friendships forged through shared experience and genuine care. The lines etched on their faces spoke of concern and understanding as they, too, recognized the imminent danger. "I must go," Reith's voice quavered with both sadness and determination. "The darkness that pursues me threatens the safety of those I hold dear. I cannot allow harm to befall any of you." John, his weathered hands clasped tightly together, nodded solemnly. "Reith, we understand. Your presence has brought light into our lives, but we cannot bear the thought of endangering our children or the community. We will miss you dearly." Emma, her eyes brimming with unshed tears, stepped forward and embraced Reith. "You have become a part of our family, Reith, but we must prioritize the safety of our loved ones. We believe in you, and we know that you will do whatever it takes to protect us all." Reith felt a mixture of gratitude and sorrow wash over him. Their unwavering support reinforced his resolve, even as the ache leaving them behind tugged at his heartstrings. With a heavy heart, he made his way through the community, bidding farewell to each person who had touched his life during his time in Wisconsin. As Reith journeyed away from the familiar landscapes and cherished memories, he couldn't help but wonder what awaited him beyond the boundaries of this peaceful countryside. He knew he would face immense challenges, encounter beings both benevolent and malevolent, and navigate uncharted territories in his quest to reunite with his children and restore balance to the realms. Along the way, Reith's thoughts turned to the wisdom he had gained from the Fountain of Knowledge. He had learned the existence of other races and realms, of beings with unique powers and knowledge that surpassed the limits of his comprehension. It was to these realms he would venture, seeking allies who would aid him in his conquest. With each step, Reith's determination grew stronger, fortified by the memory of the community he had left behind. He carried their hopes and dreams with him, knowing that he bore the responsibility of protecting not only his own family, but also those he had come to love in Wisconsin. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, Reith whispered a heartfelt farewell to the Wisconsin countryside. He vowed to return one day to express his gratitude and repay the kindness bestowed upon him. But for now, the path ahead beckoned, calling him to embrace the unknown and face the trials that lay ahead. With his heart heavy yet resolute, Reith ventured forth, guided by a flicker of hope and a determination that burned brighter than ever. He would persevere for the sake of his loved ones and the realms he cherished, and though he left a piece of his heart behind in rural Wisconsin, he carried on. Their spirits with him, a constant reminder of the strength that lies with the bonds of friendship and the sacrifices made for the greater good.